The ecosystem revolution, how Black women entrepreneurs are rewriting success. I want you to imagine a world where success isn't measured by how high you climb alone, but by how many people you bring with you. A world where the question isn't, how did you beat the odds? But rather, how did you change the game for everyone? This isn't some utopian fantasy. This revolution is happening right now, led by some of the most underestimated forces in our economy. I recently had the extraordinary privilege of interviewing Kassandra Futrell, a visionary whose work has fundamentally transformed how we understand entrepreneurial success, particularly for Black women. Kassandra isn't just a thought leader, she's a system shifter, a paradigm breaker, a revolutionary who has helped thousands of women redefine what achievement means in a world that wasn't built for them. Her insights don't just inspire, they illuminate an entirely new path forward that challenges everything we thought we knew about success. Here's a statistic that stopped me in my tracks. Black women are driving an unprecedented surge in new business creation, accounting for 89% of net new women owned firms daily. Let that sink in. Despite facing barriers at every turn, from accessing capital to breaking into networks to battling stereotypes, Black women are launching businesses at a rate that outpaces virtually every other demographic. And here's what's even more remarkable: despite starting with less capital and facing higher loan denial rates, these businesses have seen average revenues increase by an astonishing 32.7% in recent years. The traditional narrative would frame this as a story of exceptional individuals overcoming impossible odds through sheer grit and determination. We love those stories, don't we? The lone hero who defies expectations, the exceptional outlier who proves the rule. But what Cassandra helped me understand, and what I'm here to share with you today, is that this success isn't primarily about individual heroism. It's about something far more revolutionary and disruptive: ecosystem building. The most successful Black women entrepreneurs aren't just creating businesses, they're creating entirely new systems. They're not just climbing walls, they're building doors, installing elevators, and leaving maps for others to follow. They're demonstrating that true, lasting success isn't achieved in isolation, it's cultivated collectively. This insight shatters our deeply ingrained myths about entrepreneurship. We've romanticized the solitary journey, the lonely genius, the self made billionaire. But what if that model isn't just incomplete? What if it's fundamentally broken? Consider Natalie Madeira Cofield, founder of Walker's Legacy. Named after Madam C.J. Walker, America's first female self made millionaire, this organization emerged from a profound recognition. The systems that existed weren't serving Black women entrepreneurs. Rather than simply navigating these broken systems more effectively, Natalie built something entirely new. Walker's Legacy created a comprehensive digital platform offering entrepreneurship education, networking events, mentoring programs, and direct investor connections. But here's what makes this story so powerful: Walker's legacy wasn't born from abundance, it emerged from scarcity. It wasn't created because Natalie had excess resources to share. It was created precisely because those resources were systematically denied. Today, thousands of women have launched successful ventures through this ecosystem. Walker's Legacy has partnered with corporations like Google for startups to expand its reach. What began as one woman's response to exclusion has become a powerful engine of inclusion. Or take Jewel Burke Solomon and her company Part Pick. Jewel developed an AI-driven solution, allowing users to identify industrial parts via smartphone images. Truly groundbreaking technology. As a young Black woman seeking venture capital in Silicon Valley between 2013 and 2016, she encountered skepticism at every turn, not about her technology, but about her very identity as an innovator. The conventional entrepreneurial playbook would suggest grinding harder, proving doubters wrong, and eventually breaking through as the exception. But Jewel did something more revolutionary. She leveraged accelerator programs specifically designed for underrepresented founders. She built strategic alliances with established tech companies. She didn't just navigate the existing ecosystem, she helped create new pathways within it. The result? Jewel successfully raised over $2 million before being acquired by Amazon in 2016, the first such acquisition led by a young African American woman entrepreneur at Amazon scale. But her impact didn't stop there. She became head of Google Startups US, where she now champions diversity initiatives industry wide. Her success isn't just a personal triumph, it's a structural intervention that creates possibility for countless others. Then there's Morgan DeBaun and Blavity Inc. When Morgan looked at mainstream media, she saw a glaring absence. The stories that mattered most to her generation and community simply weren't being told. The conventional approach would be to work harder within existing media structures, slowly climbing the ladder and hoping to eventually influence content decisions. Instead, Morgan created an entirely new platform. She bootstrapped Blavity's early operations, then strategically partnered with mission aligned investors committed to long term value rather than quick returns. Today, Blavity reaches over 100 million millennials annually through multiple brands and events, including the transformative Afro Tech Conference. Morgan didn't just build a successful company, she built an ecosystem that validates and amplifies voices that were systematically marginalized. She didn't just create content, she created context, community, and possibility. These stories reveal something profound about success that contradicts everything we've been taught. The most transformative achievements don't come from simply overcoming barriers. They come from dismantling those barriers for others. The greatest innovations aren't just new products or services, they're new systems of opportunity. This insight fundamentally challenges our individualistic model of achievement. It suggests that the question isn't just, how do I succeed despite the system? But rather, how do I transform the system so others can succeed too? Now, you might be thinking, this sounds inspiring, but is it practical? Is it realistic? The data says emphatically yes. Remember that 32.7% revenue increase I mentioned earlier. That growth isn't happening despite this collective approach. It's happening because of it. When we build ecosystems rather than just enterprises, we create resilience, we create sustainability, we create true transformation. For too long, we've measured success by height. How high can you climb? How far can you rise above others? But what if the true measure of success is breadth? How many can you bring with you? How wide can you extend opportunity? This isn't just idealism, it's strategic brilliance. In a world of increasing complexity and interconnection, the lone genius model is not just morally questionable, it's functionally obsolete. The future belongs to those who understand that lifting others doesn't diminish your rise, it accelerates it. As Dr. Maya Angelou wisely said, I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. This isn't just beautiful poetry, it's practical business strategy, it's ecosystem building. So, what does this mean for you? How can you apply this revolutionary approach in your own context? First, recognize that your success is not separate from the success of your community. The systems that either enable or constrain your achievement are the same systems affecting countless others. Your individual triumph means little if the barriers remain intact for those who follow. Second, commit to building as you climb. Ask yourself, what door am I opening that can stay open for others? What knowledge am I gaining that can be shared rather than hoarded? What resources am I accessing that can be channeled to support others? Third, redefine your metrics of success beyond profit margins and market share. How are you measuring your impact on creating opportunity? How are you evaluating your contribution to systemic change? The truth is, we stand at a pivotal moment. The old models of success are crumbling around us, exposed as unsustainable, inequitable, and ultimately self defeating. The future will be built by those who understand that true achievement isn't about escaping broken systems, it's about healing them. What Black women entrepreneurs have shown us through their revolutionary approach to ecosystem building isn't just a strategy for marginalized groups to succeed despite the odds. It's a blueprint for how all of us must reimagine success in an interconnected world. So I challenge you today, stop climbing mountains alone. Start building mountain ranges together. Stop measuring your height above others. Start measuring the breadth of possibility you create around you. Because in the end, the most radical act isn't succeeding within a broken system. The most radical act is creating new systems where success is no longer the exception, but the expectation, not just for the few, but for the many. The ecosystem revolution isn't just changing business, it's changing what's possible. And it's inviting each of us to become not just achievers, but architects of opportunity, of equity, of a world where success is measured not by how high we climb alone, but by how many we bring with us. The question isn't whether you'll succeed. The question is who will succeed because of you.